All right.
All right. What's up, Brago?
We're back.
We are back. It's almost like we talked, 2 days ago?
Almost like it, but...
Yeah, almost like it. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like deja vu or something. We're not going to break down every single aspect of this chapter, y'all. Talk about the important stuff. The people reacting to what's going on is normal. I wanted was for the Marines to like have a reaction or just have thoughts. You got, someone face palming and Stainless looks like he's upset. Somebody said, how could you, Vegapunk? Now, your boy.
What? Why are you calling him my boy? Kobe. What do you mean? What do you mean my boy?
He's a Marine,
I mean, he's not a good Marine, though. He's Sword. We don't like Sword over here.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's all good.
He heard everything Vegapunk had to say, and he said, Luffy. I thought he was going to be conflicted, like, oh my gosh.
What do I do?
He said, Luffy, I have to stop you from achieving your dream. I don't know. What did you think about that section? That part, that dialogue?
I was definitely taken aback, because my gut reaction is just like, wait, what about Blackbeard? What about Shanks or Buggy, Cross Guild, other pirates? Like, I just thought about it. I was like, wait, why Luffy? Like, I mean, sure, like, eventually he's going to have to fight Luffy and stop him from, getting the One Piece because he's a pirate. But
the one good pirate.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, out of the list of pirates in the world, he really just honed in on Luffy, which I guess you could say the same thing about Garp. Like, Garp could have fought Rocksteady Zebek, but he's just like, Roger. Yeah, I'm going to go take down Roger instead.
It's an unhealthy obsession that like doesn't make sense, because you saying you have to stop Luffy from achieving his dream after hearing everything about what's going on with the world. You need allies more than anything. Now it's like you doubling down is doubling down. Downing is something else.
Yeah. Double downing is like the Eiffel Tower, man.
Yeah, I've double downing before. But doubling down and saying I have to stop you from achieving. First of all, you can't, right? Like let's be clear here. You can't. All right. I don't know. We were talking about it. I said you could give Kobe 2 devil fruits right now. He's still not stopping Luffy. The gap is too large. So, Kobe, I like you, but what are we doing?
How about this? How about instead of fighting Luffy directly, what if he just goes after the One Piece and gets it first? Because that's kind of like, that's the only other thing I could think of that would make sense.
I had a thought about that. We talked about this loosely before.
Yeah.
Just about like the Marines. Remember we mentioned it? Like the Marines and who would go after the One Piece. So...
I think we also talked about how Sword is one of the worst factions to go after the Poneglyphs because they're so weak in general, though, compared to Cross Guild and all, like, the base Marines.
Talent. Like, they don't have a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, the powerhouse right now is, I don't know, their captain is X Drake.
Their captain is... Imagine your captain is X Drake, and he's like, guys, we're gonna go find the One Piece. Yeah, I would have no faith in that guy.
You gotta call him Momoshiki Shatan, like.
Yeah, call for backup, man.
You need firepower. Bastille, you need something.
Yeah. Even Bastille would be a great addition, and that guy's a bum.
Yeah, Maynard.
Is he still alive? Yeah, he's still alive.
He's alive.
Yeah.
He just
Sabo like cracked his face.
Got fodderized by Sabo, unfortunately.
I hate to see it, man. These VAs get no love.
No love. Doll was in the chapter though, but wasn't love. Some other stuff going on.
It was
Buggy.
Buggy.
He's your guy, right?
Yeah. I'm a big Buggy guy. I think his gag is pretty funny.
I'm growing into it. I'm growing into Buggy being my guy. I didn't like Buggy. He would make a
really good politician. Would you vote for Buggy? He said it's not our. He said it's not my world. It's our world. It's like, wow, that's moving, dude.
Who would you vote for?
For like president?
Buggy, Blackbeard, Shanks, Luffy.
Probably Blackbeard.
Oh, why Blackbeard?
I don't know. I just feel like he's like a rogue pick, right? Like, I wouldn't vote for Luffy. I feel like Luffy's too young. Okay, realistically speaking, I think I'd vote for Shanks. I feel like that's the only right answer, right? Out of the 4 Yonko.
Because we know so much, right? We know so much about them. So like, even if it's Buggy just, there, we know that Buggy has like 2 people behind him that's kind of like treating him like a puppet.
Yeah.
So I can't vote for Buggy.
Like the actual government.
I can't vote for Blackbeard at all, because Blackbeard, I mean.
I don't know what. Yeah, you can't really trust a Blackbeard, dude. He kind of be like Kim Jong-un, wouldn't he?
Can't trust him. So Blackbeard is out. It's Shanks or Luffy, but like you said, Luffy's too young. I feel like Luffy's just going to do dumb shit.
Yeah, unexperienced. Shanks is like the only correct answer.
Yeah.
If not Shanks, I'd probably go with Whitebeard if he was still alive.
Absolutely. I think Whitebeard probably qualifies more than any of the other Yonko, even more than Roger. Because of him being a family man and the things he cares about, his moral compass, so for sure.
Probably not Kaido.
Hell no.
Yeah, definitely not Kaido. Yeah, not Kaido at all, dude.
We don't want Kaido around anything at this point. But Buggy, I don't even call it a speech. What do you call this? A remark?
A reiteration, because I feel like every time we see Cross Guild, it's the same thing. Buggy says, hey, we can do it. And then people are just like, woohoo, let's go Buggy. Like, it's the same. Like, I almost had deja vu again when I saw this part of the chapter. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, because it's just, like you said, it's kind of the same thing every time with them. Where Buggy, he's correcting them, like, why are you calling it my world, right?
Yeah.
You know, you don't really want that. It's our world. And, you know, I think for Yonko to be saying that to these peons, they're like losing their minds and they're like swearing fealty to Buggy forever. So it's like an insane move, insane tactic to do that. But like, Buggy's good, man.
I didn't find the One Piece. We found the One Piece.
Yeah, and it's like,
yeah, that's crazy.
People kind of, you know, they look at that and they kind of take it, but like at the end of the day, it was just bugging his guys.
The one cool thing is that Crocodile, you know, he says, "Hey, just sit down over here, right?" But no. Here's the thing, though. Like, unlike
just sit like
usual, Crocodile doesn't look mad. He's kind of just like, yo, come here. Like, it looks like he actually might talk to Buggy about this whole thing now that the message has gone down. Because, you know, at first, Crocodile and Mihawk were like, F you, Buggy. But now, it looks like they're actually considering it. I mean, Mihawk's hitting us with the ... dude.
The ellipses, yeah, the dragon.
Yeah,
so that means he's pondering. And Crocodile's just sit. Like, I think they're about to plan something right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're probably about to plan something, like, as far as like make up their mind as to what they're going after.
Poneglyphs or ancient weapons? Where are you with that?
Technically, you can kill two birds, right? You can kill two birds at a specific place.
Oh, yeah. Just go to Wano, man.
Two birds, man. Two birds.
just go to Wano. Dude, Yamato's cover page story, it better divulge into the most, like, absurd battle royale. It has to, man. Because right now we're dealing with kids throwing rocks.
Yeah, I know.
Just you know, cut their heads off and move on. Let's see some Blackbeard at Cross Guild over here, man.
It's kind of excessive, but I get you.
Yeah.
Now, Katarina's talking to Teach, right? I had thought that they had made contact already. The fact that Oda is showing this to us makes sense. And it matters because Katarina's saying, yo, we got him. We could just kill him. Caribou's pleading, saying, yo, I got great information. Teach is like, all right, bring him. Like, if it's not real, then we're going to put him down. What do you think Teach is?
I don't know. I feel like he's at Hachinosu.
Last chapter, right? They said that where's coming to a Blackbeard. Blackbeard is taking longer than usual. Did you say that?
Yeah. They said that pretty much last chapter. So he's not home yet. He could be on his way home. Like maybe Winter's Island is just that far. He doesn't have Van Augur with him, so he can't teleport. So he could be on his way home. But outside of that, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a hard one.
It's tough because there's so many factors in play. Right now for Blackbeard, he has leverage with Garp. He has leverage with Katarina and what she did with Saturn. And so they tell you about Wano and what's going on. You go there, you could try to apprehend some things. But it's tough because what matters more to Blackbeard? Do you try to infiltrate the world government or do you try to go after ancient weapons? Because Blackbeard's goal is never to have like a full out war. You know what I'm saying? Like he wants to be discreet, take the easiest path possible, be prepared, as opposed to like, I'm here with ancient weapons and a crew and I'm going to fight. Like he doesn't want to do that. So personally, I would like for Blackbeard to somehow infiltrate Mary Joa. And this could be the perfect time considering what Katarina has. And later in the chapter, we're going to talk about Saturn and what's going on with him. But I think it could be time.
Oh, yeah.
Could be time.
And the thing with Blackbeard, too, is that he can do so much all at once. Like his crew is never together. Like they're almost always split up. Like, dude, it has been, I think 300 chapters since we've last seen Lafitte. Like, where is that guy?
It's been a while.
Lafitte's missing, man.
But that means that Lafitte is doing something important.
Exactly.
And what I love about the Blackbeard pirates, like you said, is that they split up. They assign people for different tasks. Like Big Mom was doing that a little bit because remember, back in Whole Cake Island, we had Bobbins going to different islands.
The wedding cake ingredients.
Right, the wedding cake, like the ingredients. Had Bobbins going to different places. Like all these random people, like, oh, okay. So you did enjoy that. And then even when Katakuri came back, it's like, oh, Katakuri is coming from somewhere. So it's just, you enjoy that, making the world feel alive. And Blackbeard does a lot of that. Like these guys, but then he has to trust them, right? And they have to be strong enough to kind of hold their own and accomplish the goals that he set out for them. So that's the thing with the Blackbeard pirates that makes them even more dangerous. We're not traveling just all of us as a crew, right? Some people over here, some people over there. And so I think at the end of the day for Blackbeard, I need him to go after Emu, bro. I need that.
A Blackbeard versus Emu fight?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it.
Blackbeard versus Emu. Yeah, Blackbeard versus emo. Because ultimately, even though Blackbeard would have the requisite skills and things to go after the Pirate King, I think that's Luffy's thing. I think Luffy and Buggy go after that. And then maybe Shanks and Blackbeard go after the world government. I don't think Buggy becomes a Pirate King, but I think Buggy makes it a Laugh Tale. And I think it makes a lot of sense if Luffy and Blackbeard, when they meet, they both have even more cachet, where Blackbeard's the king of the world and Luffy's the king of the pirates. So then we have a battle of kings.
Yeah, fight for the ultimate title.
Fight for the title. You know what I'm saying? Blackbeard feels like, all right, and Luffy is like, okay, I got this. Zoro has the world's strongest swordsman title because Mihawk was at Laugh Tale with Buggy. And so it turns into like a situation where Shiryu pulls up on Zoro's like, oh, I heard you got the title now. I guess it's time for us to take that.
Yeah, Shiryu versus Zoro is funny, man.
It builds the stakes. I mean, I know Shiryu gets shit on a lot just because a lot of people don't respect him, because it's like, all right, you were a mediocre swordsman before, now you got the invisible fruit. Okay, cool. And then people feel like Zoro's just on another level. So like, what the heck is Shiryu gonna do? And it feels like it's gonna be gimmicky. But
I feel like if he had a better devil fruit, I would respect him more. I still think he's gonna be that guy, but just right now, like, invisibility, bro. Like, he needs to awaken that ASAP.
It's kind of like right now, what was the whole point of it,
Yeah, I think the tough part too is that we've beaten the invisibility fruit before.
What's it again?
We beat the invisibility fruit before with Absalom.
Yeah.
Like Sanji beat him, so it's like, dang.
Like, what's next?
We can get around it. We know it's possible.
So that kind of is what it is with that.
But yeah, Blackbeard going after Emu, like, that's an interesting dynamic too, because Blackbeard is the wrong D, so maybe that's like the perfect D to take down Emu.
For sure. Like I said, Blackbeard, he has a lot of choices. He has a lot of leverage. And so him and his decisions, I hope it coincides with the Yamato backstory or the cover story. And I hope Oda ties it in really well with that. He's been doing that lately, so I expect that.
Oh yeah.
Zoro versus Nosjuro.
It gets
teased, right? I know people were saying because I was teasing Atlas's death. I was like, good riddance. People were mad because you're like, oh man, how would you say that about Atlas? I really like Atlas, and you can't. Yeah, think about her sacrifice. You did all that just for the strides. That I'm like, bro. We can see that Atlas at the end of the day barely delayed Nostro.
Gave him like 5 seconds, right?
Barely delayed. And at the end of the day, the person that would have always stepped in was Zoro. And so I don't know. It's one of those that I don't mind the death. I don't mind the sacrifice. I understand the meaning behind it because he's trying to protect as well Lilith and trying to act like everybody was dead. But it's just like when you see Nostro come back this quickly, it's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, that's fast. Like, the guy's already regenerated. He's skywalking. He's about to slice the ship in half, man.
It was about to be over, but Zoro's right there.
Do you think Zoro would have been able to block this attack from Nosjuro?
If Zoro can block a combined attack from Yonko,
you think? I'm in the same boat. I think he could.
My goat can do anything.
If I had to, if you held a gun to my head, you had my family tied up, and you forced an answer out of me, then I would say that Zoro could definitely take this attack. You could totally block it. Like I said, I don't think Zoro could defeat Nosjuro yet, but blocking it, staving it away, sure. I feel like that's easy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Want to talk about Joy Boy?
Joy Boy, yeah, of course, man.
So
his conqueror's Haki.
Let's talk about Emmett and he said he failed to make Joy Boy king. What does that mean?
It's just like how we talked about earlier. There's the king of the pirates. There's the king of the world. I think back then, there was just one title, and now that was just king.
They were fighting for the world.
It was all encompassing.
Yeah, it was all encompassing. So I don't think Joy Boy necessarily wanted to be king, but his subjects kind of wanted to make him king. So how Emmett feels probably isn't how Joy Boy feels about all this. He's just like, I was just trying to save the world and help people. He's like, I was trying to make him king, kind of like how Ace was for Whitebeard, just glazing. But he's having flashbacks. He's apologizing to Luffy. Luffy's like, bro, that's not me. I think you're mistaking me for someone else. And the conversation goes on, and Emmett basically agrees or just decides to help Luffy basically because he's a D. And then he uses a knot, right?
Piece of rope.
A piece of rope, a nice knot, just filled with Conqueror's Haki. Not splitting the skies, bro. Knocking out everyone except for Doll.
Except for Doll and Pomsky.
Right, Doll and Pomsky are fine. But then it stops all the Gorosei in their tracks. Not only does it do that, right? They transform back to their regular forms. But not only does it do that, it sends 3 of them back home.
Yeah,
then we get back home, and who's home waiting for us?
the housewife Marcus Mars.
Legs
crossed, sitting down.
At at first I'm like, how? What happened? Then I thought back. Oh, Luffy, Bonnie, Sanji, Frankie had that combined attack to send Marcus Mars flying. So then they're like, okay, how does that coincide? Well, to me, what Saturn was doing was summoning, right?
Yeah.
It's not gimmicky, but he was summoning people. And basically, Marcus Mars went out of the range, the distance of the technique, right? So because he got sent flying, he's now outside of Saturn's range. He goes back to Mary Joa. And now it also looks like they're all in one summoning circle. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
Oh, like when they hit back the room?
Yeah, when they got back.
So funny thing is that when they teleported to Agate Island, they took one summoning circle, one big one.
Wait, it was one?
Okay. Yeah, it was one, and then it split into 5 whenever they got there to Egghead. Which was even stranger, too. I don't know how that really worked. I guess it just stood in a circle and just went.
This was great for me because it told us a few things. One, this is why you travel to a certain spot, because you won't just be sent flying and go back originally to where you were. Your physical body's there. You go there, you're the anchor, then you summon other people. Secondly, for the Gorosei, it's just, are you a bit disappointed in their performance in Egghead?
I wouldn't say so, no. I mean, did I want them to be stronger? Yes, but I'm not like necessarily disappointed.
I guess I agree with that. I'm not disappointed because I feel like they showed a lot of abilities and a lot of techniques that I'm like, yo, they're incredible and they're still not hurt. So we still don't know how to hurt them technically. But it's kind of like at the end of the day, you guys all failed miserably, right? You guys are all there and like y'all got sent back essentially.
They got sent back. The message went out. Like, dude, so much
went wrong, right? Mars also did not go to meet Emu. I'm assuming he just sat there and waited for them.
You think he's waiting for the boys? He's like, hey, we're gonna get our ass kicked. Let's go together. Yeah,
right. Like we're all gonna go tell mom that we broke the cup. I'm not going by myself.
It's not just me. It's all of us.
It's all of us, right? So he just waited. I forgot that Emu had servants. I was like, who's this? His mom?
Oh, yeah, the weird robe person in the room.
Yeah, because I don't know if you remember back then when the Gorosei pulled up to Emu and they started talking about the great cleansing, the servant was like, hey, they're here.
Yeah.
But it's so, bro, I was so like not focused on this random person. It was crazy.
They're here all the time, dude. Like there was even the scene where, Emu's ripping up the posters. The guy's in the background too. He's chilling with the little sword.
That's insane. That's insane. But Emu's on her knees, on his knees. I don't know. What are we calling Emu? Him or her?
I mean, I'm just gonna go with him. I think that's pretty generic. If it's a girl, so be it. But I think just calling it him is him. Easier. Yeah.
Yeah, calling it him. So we're gonna call it him. So Emu fell to his knees,
screaming, dude,
and sweating, eyes
shaking,
bulging,
huffing, puffing.
Like, what do you think about this? Is it because of them getting sent back with Joy Boy's Haki, which I'm gonna assume that's what it is, or do you think it could be something else?
I mean, he definitely sensed the Haki, right? I think this kind of confirms in a way that they're all connected. We saw them all like using telepathy. They can summon each other. I bet Emu's somewhere in there too, like the group admin. He's just overseeing what the Gorosei's doing. So the minute they got hit with that Haki, he probably felt it too, to some extent.
Yeah, but I'm sure that being Joy Boy's Haki is like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, and scary. I admit he does look really silly, just dropping to his knees and shouting Joy Boy. But it is what it is. Like that was probably his hardest battle in his life. But I equate it to Luffy too. Like I wonder if we brought back all of Luffy's villains, like the guys that Luffy's beaten in the past. Do you think there's gonna be a single villain that would drop to their knees and scream Luffy the minute they sense his Haki?
I got one. I don't know if he's a villain.
Hey, wait, who?
He's an antagonist? Bellamy?
No, but Bellamy's on our side. No, Bellamy was so cool when we met him again. Remember? He saw Luffy and he said, I have no grudge against you anymore. Or no, he said, I'm not going to pick on you anymore, Straw Hat. So that was good.
Yeah, you bet not.
It was respectable.
But, I guess I can't think of that many.
Yeah, like Joy Boy must have put the fear of God in this man. It's essentially what I'm trying to say. Like Joy Boy must have really, given this guy some trouble back in the day.
Who could fall to their knees based on Luffy? Before
maybe Arlong,
Lucci,
before Egghead Rob Lucci.
Because remember, Rob Lucci got like the Gatling to end it.
Nah, dude, if I was Rob Lucci, I'd be so pressed after Eni's lobby. Like, cause Luffy was gone, dude. Like after that, Luffy couldn't move. So if I was Rob Lucci, I'd be like, yo, I needed like 10 more seconds in the tank. Like if Lucci just tanked that attack, it would have been done, but he didn't.
It was close. It was close. But
I'd
Luffy,
have nightmares about that fight. But no, I would have dropped to my knees. I think Arlong's the only one because like his dream, his ambition.
Gotta be PTSD. You gotta be PTSD from something really bad. Like Luffy could drop to his knees some Cena kinda, you know? You never know.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
The Giants, they're surprised. And the Giants, it's always interesting when they're surprised just because how old they are and how much they've been around. They're like, what in the world? A robot with Haki? And how did that make them vanish?
Dory has a big mouth in that panel.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
It's
Looks
crazy.
insane. Looks insane. And also the same, like the panel after that, we see Saturn. We see he's still there. Just because, you know, he traveled there, so he can't teleport. So he's there.
Do you think he's a bit salty? He's like jealous of the boys. Like they're all home already, hanging out.
Of course. Now I gotta take a few day trip or how long it takes just to get home, bro. Like
he has to wait for all the Marines to wake up too because they're currently passed out. So he can't even leave right now if he wanted.
So it's just he gotta see it through. He gotta see it through. But then we get explanations, I guess, behind the Haki knot, right?
Yeah.
We find out that Jorbor said he's gonna gather his most powerful Haki and seal it inside him. How do you gather your most powerful Haki?
Yay, I have no clue how he does this. This is absurd. Like, we haven't seen anything like this before, right? Like, just, hey, let me, you know, I love the memes, right? Back in the day, you know, people were, you know, it's kind of toxic, but they're like, oh, like Zoro's using, you know, Odin's Haki and he fought Kaido. I thought that was funny, but now we actually have a canon event where Joy Boy literally stored Haki inside of Emmett.
The conversations back up in regards to Enma and
that's so stuff. Funny, man. I love the memes.
The memes are funny, but
Joy Boy, please give me that Haki.
Joy Boy says like it's a one-time thing, and no, isn't it a one-time thing with this knot?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure it's not like unlimited uses, but I mean, if Joy Boy was able to do this once, I wonder if there's gonna be other knots in the future.
I don't think it's going to be as prevalent.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know because you don't want people spamming Haki knots everywhere. Like,
yeah, like imagine you get like 10 of your best friends and you all have a knot of like Joy Boy's Haki and you just release it in front of Emu. Like, he'd be done, I think.
I mean, if he's already fallen to his knees, but we remember he gave Magellan the same treatment after Luffy hit him.
Oh, with the bazooka?
With the bazooka, and Magellan has never recovered. It's like, what, base Luffy knocked you down with a bazooka? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, true.
I don't know, but for Joy Boy at this point, gathering his most powerful Haki, sealing it inside Emmett, and telling he can use that as, you know, whenever he feels like it. How do you feel about like that whole process?
First up, I have no idea why it's in a knot and rope. It kind of reminds me of Witheria, right? Like, because they can store wind in ropes. So I think it might be the same technology, if that's what we're going to call it, right? It's not exactly technology. It's literally just a rope. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it right now. It's like his version of like an impact dial. I've seen people saying that too. So that's kind of where I'm falling right now.
Witheria, you know, they're known for like somewhat advanced technology, right? And, you know, for the wind knot, that's something that Nami used where like you just undid the knot and then a gust of wind came, right? Something that they said about a wind knot, it was that it had to be grown with other knots in a special type of garden called the weather garden. So I'm not too mad at the process. I like that it's consistent. It's just, is this going to be a thing? I don't think it's a bad thing. Right? I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just how much of this is going to be a thing. And the fact that he told Emmett, like, yo, just hold on to this. You know, at some point, you're going to be more danger. Just save someone to save yourself. Like, whatever. But here's this knot, you know, and it's like, why would he go out of his way to do this for Emmett? It's
like he knows he's going to like lose or die. Or, like the world's going to be dangerous, right? Because like if Joy Boy wins in the past and like everything's good and dandy, you wouldn't be like, hey, here's a gun for later. Like, you know, 100 years in the future, you might need this, dude. Like,
it's still tumultuous. It's just like, here.
It's like he knows.
You gotta hold on to this, yeah. So, do you think any credence into Joy Boy being Luffy from Luffy all along?
No.
I've been seeing more theories pop up about that. I'm just like, how are we making this jump? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to think that this is Luffy.
Yeah, I don't think it's Luffy. The way I see it right now is that a lot of characters from the past are gonna look very similar to characters we have in the present. I mean, we have like Queen Lily, right? Queen Lily literally looks like Vivi, like with a slightly normal forehead.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be the same thing with Joy Boy. It's gonna be like a Luffy spin-off, and I think that's why Emmett says, "Oh, you're a spitting image of Joy Boy." That's why I mistook you for him.
Yeah, Oda loves the silhouettes, so I expect to see this guy.
He's human though.
Soon. Is he?
Seemingly human, yeah. I mean, he could still have like a quirk to him, but he's not a giant, that's for sure.
Do you think he has a peg leg, or is this just a drawing, or do we have to wait?
I like the peg leg idea, so I think I might be a little bit biased when I say that, but yeah, it looks like a peg leg, but realistically, like the other leg also looks kind of scuffed too.
Right.
So
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think ultimately I appreciate what Joy Boy did for Emmett, and Emmett also holding this until he found a D and releasing this. I think this is insane. As far as Haki feats, where does it rank for you?
I feel like it has to be number 1, right? Because like of course this Haki though, like it's hard to compare to other Haki blasts in the past, because this one isn't like a direct attack. It's kind of like a smoke screen, a grenade per se. Like it's very different way of like utilization. And then another thing to keep in mind too is that this is Haki from 900 years ago. Like to have your Haki transcend time to that extent, I think is in and of itself such a crazy feat. So it's hard not to say this is number 1. I think the only downside is that it didn't knock out Dollar Pumpsky. That's
Vice Admirals.
Yeah, Vice Admirals, man. You catch some L's, you catch some W's.
Right.
You never know what you're gonna get with these guys.
W for sure. I don't know. Vice Admirals, those are your guys. So I don't.
It's our guys. What are you talking about? I remember when they first showed up here. You were hyping these guys up.
I was hyping Doll, maybe.
You were hyping Doll up, but by hyping Doll up, you hyped up the rest too.
Nah, it's just Doll, baby. That's kind of like, yo, you hype Garp up, so you gotta hype. No, I don't give a damn about the other Vice Admirals.
No.
Maybe,
what about Pomsky?
Maybe when Virgo was around.
But here's the thing with Pomsky. Like last time we saw Pomsky, Bonnie, like she beat the brakes off this guy, but now he's here. He's withstanding the Conqueror's Haki blast. That's saying something, right?
12-year-old.
Maybe he just didn't want to hit a little girl,
Yeah, that's why he lost.
He was holding back.
Yeah, keep holding back, man. Keep holding back.
Keep holding back.
Keep holding back, bro. Keep holding back.
Emmett though, with the X. What do you think about that?
Oh, it's weird. I mean, of course, initially I think about Vivi and like them and all that different stuff. I'm just like,
there's no way they had. Dude, imagine they had the exact same scene. They're saying goodbye to Lily and they throw the X.
No way. That'd be too much.
That'd be too much. Yeah. It wouldn't hit the same the second time, right? Like it would feel like a cheap imitation if they did it.
It's like, all right, y'all forcing it. Forcing it. So
it's like fairy tale.
I think at this point, bro, I think in regards to Joy Boy and what he did, I think some people were unsatisfied with Egghead and like the information we got.
Yeah.
Were you? How did you feel about it?
There's definitely a lot of things I wish they kind of expanded on, which I think we could still get. Like we have the whole thing where Zora wanted to ask Vegapunk for something. We still don't know what came out of that. Frankie and Vegapunk didn't really have too much interaction, and Vegapunk's dead now, but we still have Lilith, but who knows what she could actually tell us and not tell us, considering that Punk Records is now solely with York. Will York shut off access to her? We don't know. I think the next couple of chapters are going to be pretty exciting, especially since every time we leave an island and go to the next one, we always spend half the time with the Straw Hats, and then we cut away to like a different group, like Blackbeard or Crossguild or Shanks. So
yeah.
I think we could still get a lot of, not a lot, but we could get some, wrap-ups for Egghead on the way to Elbaf.
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up. Not saying Egghead has been ending badly, but it's kind of, last few, it's kind of been, dragging a little bit.
Yeah.
I think for now, I just want to see how the world government handles this massacre, this L that they took, like
Holy
who's
Knights,
held
please.
responsible? Is it just like something that is sweep under the rug? Does anyone come out and say? It's just, who knows? But we're in the wrap up section of it. For me, I think Egghead is still like a 9.5. I think what happens is like we've been going so long in the arc, we forget exactly where it came from and the things that happened in the arc. Like, bro, this is the arc. Or this is the arc where it's like we got Law versus Blackbeard, Kid versus Shanks, Kuma's backstory, Sabo, Lucia. But we got so many
Awakened
things.
Rob Lucci.
Rob Lucci. We got so many things in this arc. It's like Garp. It's like, bro, it's been a fantastic arc. The ending has felt draggy just because it's been break after break after break.
Yeah, so we have a very different perspective.
Right. It's week to week. So overall, I want to see what comes with the Haki knot, right? What's going to come? Is that going to be a thing going forward? I don't know, because it doesn't seem like something Luffy can do, right? I can't see Luffy like giving Usopp like Haki rubber bands and be like, yo, these are rubber bands you can use if you want to hit. Like, no,
you know, especially
like,
not Luffy right now, man.
No,
he's too young.
Bro,
he's not gonna think about that.
Tells me that Luffy has a ways to go.
Oh yeah, like you know like when Luffy's like 40 years old, you know, he's matured. He's like the pinnacle of power. I could see him doing it. But Luffy of today, I can't see him being like, hey, Vivi, I can't be with you forever. Here's the rubber band. Well, once you pull this, your opponents will die by my Haki. It's like, nah.
But that's the thing, right? Because people compare Luffy like some of the other wielders of the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels like I guess he's the one that's not as developed in regards to things like that. Like we had that moment in Wano at the beginning with Tama. Remember when like he was like, "Yo, Ace is dead."
Yeah.
But I didn't expect him.
He just ripped off the Band-Aid, dude.
He's like, "Yo, Ace is dead," you know. And so it's just like you appreciate moments like that. It's just kind of.
He's still young though, right? Like Luffy's still 19 years old. That's why I can't judge him too harshly, but that's also why I don't expect too much out of him in certain circumstances.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, overall, he's great. It's just, that's why he has all those people around him to kind of get him through shit like this. Great chapter. We're supposed to talk about like just a few things. We're going to talk about a lot. So,
I don't know how that happened.
I always appreciate you pulling up, bro.
Of course, man. Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, bro. Anytime. No chapter next week, so we're just going to have to talk about My Hero. So.
Yeah, we'll talk all about My Hero and so some other mangas that are prominent.
For sure. All right, Joe. Peace out.
Peace out.